Hey, what's up everybody? Today, I intend to delve deep into all the ways that you, whether new to the game or fairly experienced, can best find the ghost room. There are many ways to find the ghost room, and although many may find the process to be complicated, confusing, or frustrating, I hope to make it a lot easier for everyone to find it. It's important to start off a video like this by defining what a ghost room is and why it's important to be able to find it. A ghost room is the room that the ghost will spend the majority of its time in. This is where you'll be able to collect evidence, spot interactions, and most importantly, know where the ghost will most often hunt from. There are a ton of ways to find this room, and you'll always have ways to be able to identify it no matter what you bring with you, if anything at all. Let's get into the best ways to find the room, because there are a lot of maps and you want to know how to find the room on all of them. Finding the ghost room may be helpful with a few tools, but the strongest tool that you can utilize when looking for the room are your own eyes and ears. When I enter the house, the first thing that I'm going to be looking for is something out of place. Ghosts will open doors, knock on doors, flicker lights, perform ghost events, and hunt all from their current location. Now, I just mentioned a mouthful of different interactions there, but my main point is that anything that goes wrong will typically be found more and more often close by the ghost. If we stop to listen for sounds or look at doors around us, eventually we'll notice something that has gone wrong. One of my favorite tools to use in looking for the ghost room is the EMF Reader. The EMF Reader will loudly sound when held near any form of interaction, as long as you get there the relative time that the interaction happened. This can be incredibly helpful for confirming that something you heard was the ghost doing, and that it happened recently. Once you can dial down when an interaction happened, don't be so sure of yourself yet. You don't want to get too cozy with the first interaction. In the gameplay shown, I get an interaction by this bedroom door here. After this though, a closet right behind the walls gets opened, which is a completely different room. After a few more interactions in this other room, it turns out that the first bedroom door was just a coincidence and that it wasn't actually leading me towards anything. This can happen, don't let it mislead you. One of the most helpful tips I can actually give for the EMF reader is when you get an EMF level 4. This means that the ghost did a ghost event in the room that you are currently in. This can be used to identify if the ghost is actually in your current room with pretty good consistency. As you can see in the background clip, Salt wasn't stepped in, but the ghost did an event in here, and when I checked the ghost, it was a wraith. When you're suspicious of a potential room, you can now use other tools to confirm the location. Let's introduce the temperature gun in our arsenal now. The temperature gun is a powerful asset not only for finding the ghost's current room, but also for finding its favorite room. Now, why are we calling this room the favorite room and not just the ghost room, you may be wondering? Well, there's actually occasionally a difference in these two. Let's talk about a very important ability that most ghosts can do, which is roaming. As a match progresses, most ghosts will actually leave their favorite room. The ghost's favorite room is the room that they spawn in. A ghost's favorite room can be distinguished by using the temperature gun. A ghost's favorite room will typically be significantly colder than other rooms, the only exception to this rule being when it is snowing. That said, you may wonder why we don't just check every single room with the temperature gun just to know exactly which one is the favorite room. Well, there is a way to do this, but it's not always a reliable way to go about finding the room. When exploring, the temperature of the rooms will increase or decrease at random, typically around a certain temperature mark depending on the weather or difficulty. Random rooms will always increase or decrease in small intervals, slightly above or below this set temperature. The ghost's favorite room, however, will always decrease, typically be between 0.02 or 0.05 degrees per switch in temperature. Roam ghosts can also decrease temperature for a short while, though unless the ghost is a Yama ghost type, these rooms will never decrease further than a little under the average temperature. There are downsides to this method though. First off, if it's snowing, the temperature of each room will be right around that freezing mark, making it very difficult to find the room. Also, non-ghost rooms will occasionally start to decrease at a speed that can be deceiving, happening to just be decreasing lower than the average temperature faster by some small chance. This method also really only has practical use on small maps, since it requires you to check each and every room, giving each room a few seconds of your time, On a big map, it would take you like maybe 5 minutes to check every room. Which, if you're new, it's not that bad if it takes 5 minutes, like you're not in a rush. But it's a lot faster if you learn how to use interactions to your advantage, rather than checking every room with the temperature gun every round. I will say, on campsite, that map specifically, this method is really nice for newer players, because interactions aren't as frequent. But learning how to use the interactions will definitely be the most beneficial long term. It's hard to know exactly when a ghost roams though. You could be in a room with a ghost you found collecting evidence, when all of a sudden the activity around seems to stop. If you suspect a ghost is gone, or want to verify if it was ever there in the first place, let's introduce more tools for verifying the ghost room. Salt is a strong tool for confirming a ghost room. When you place salt in a room, the way that the ghost salt detection works is that if the ghost is in the same room, it will step onto the salt pile almost immediately. So never use more than 1 salt per check. You get 9 piles maximum, and that lowers even further to 3 if you don't have extras. The only flaw with this method, aside from only having a limited number of chances to use the salt, is the Wraith Ghost type, who will not step in any piles of salt even if in the same room. Don't worry though, I have a counter to this for you. If you suspect a ghost may be a Wraith, head back to the van and grab a spirit box. Another way to check the ghost room, granted spirit box isn't evidence the ghost has, is to step into the suspected room and speak into the spirit box. There's a common misconception that spirit box should automatically respond when you're in the ghost's favorite room. But the spirit box will respond to any player that's in the same room as it, and only the same room. This means that if the ghost roams, the spirit box will only work in that room that it roamed to. Alright, we're going to be getting into the more dangerous ways to find the ghost room that higher experienced players may use more often than others. We're going to be starting with the cursed possessions. Now, all of the cursed possessions have some way of helping you find the ghost room, or they can anyways, but the best one is by far the Ouija Board, because you can just directly ask, "Where are you?" and you will have a response immediately in text. As you can see, the garage is the ghost room. I was just told that. I didn't have to do any work. This is an older clip. Make sure you say goodbye to the Ouija board when you're done talking to it. But it tells you the ghost room immediately. The trade-off for using the Ouija board is that a chunk of your sanity gets deleted, and as you can see, the ghost is already hunting me. I didn't have any challenges on or anything. So you are trading your safety for an answer to "Where are you?" As you can see, it'll even show when the ghost roams. The most common way that experienced players find the ghost room is not with any items or anything else, but by simply using the spawn location of the ghost. When you enter the house, usually with the no sanity challenge activated, the ghost will hunt almost immediately unless it's a shade, meaning that it'll spawn in its ghost room, like right here, where the ghost spawned in the kitchen. For some reason ignored me, it's not a Yuri, and then left. And I now know that that room is the ghost room. While this method is much riskier than the other methods I've shown, you learn so much more by using hunts to your advantage when finding the ghost room, because you also learn a ton about the ghost and which ghost it is and isn't. As you can see, there are a lot of ways to use the tools around you in order to find the ghost room and the favorite room. Honestly, I truly believe that you are your greatest tool for finding the ghost room. Using your interactions and hunts and whatnot will be your ultimate best way to go about doing it. But I think that each of the tips in this video will have some practical use in your gameplay, some more than others, but you'll find them popping up randomly, in terms of being useful. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it helped you out. And if you have any questions, feel free to leave any in the comments. I will answer them to the best of my ability. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.